Given Justin Bieber's raw and exposed performance at the Grammys, I was extra curious and excited to hear what he was going to do at Coachella. And when I went to search for things, I immediately got a bunch of judgment and shade projected towards Justin for pulling up old YouTube videos. I haven't seen any of his performances, and I haven't even seen any of that. Although I did run across a short video from one of my friends that I'll discuss a little bit later. For now, we have a double feature. I'm really excited to see what he does with these songs. Yep. Rah, rah.
Good morning, curtains dancing in the sunrise. Baby's crawling on the floor.
Oh, yeah.
And we don't have to go to Mississippi. I'll bring the river to your side.
Beautiful.
And maybe we find love in these moments. We don't even have to try. I could sing a song, but my words just wouldn't do. So I sing hallelujah, hallelujah, baby.
Okay, we have to go back and talk about a few things he's doing with his voice. And it is so fun to hear his voice in a context very well recorded, but not produced. We get to hear what he's doing.
Good morning, curtains dancing in the sunrise.
I do not hear any pitch correction on here. I could be wrong, but I'm hearing little natural fluctuations in expressiveness that you can't get if you have pitch correction on.
Baby's crawling on the floor.
That abandoned up into head voice, he waits into his chest voice on crawling on the floor. That's not a high note. He can easily hit that in chest voice. It's a strategic and expressive articulation. So many vocalists have this perspective on head voice or falsetto that, I have to hit that note in head voice or falsetto because I can't hit it in chest voice. So I failed. I have to hit it in head voice now. Great singers use head voice as a different flavor.
Baby's crawling on the floor.
Beautiful.
And we don't have to go to Mississippi. I'll bring the river to your side.
Notice the rhythmic flair. Even though this is kind of a down moment and a stripped back performance, there's this groove that he has with his voice.
And we don't have to go to Mississippi.
That's very Michael Jackson on that part.
And we don't have to go to Mississippi.
He's riding that walk down on the guitar so well.
And we don't have to go to Mississippi.
A little throwaway. Go to Mississippi. I know it's subtle. And most people would just think, I know, he's just singing. But there's this grooviness that's happening. And you can see it in his subtle body movements. It's brilliant.
Bring the river to your side. And maybe we find love in these moments. We don't even have to try. I could sing a song, but my words just wouldn't do. So I sing.
Hear how we pushed the beat there just a little bit? And then on sing, it's not quite on pitch. Like it's in between pitches. This is wonderful to hear. Also, just notice the interplay between the runs that Justin's doing and what's going on with the guitars. These little ad-libs, these little flavorful things. The arranging in this performance is absolutely wonderful.
Have to try. I could sing a song, but my words just wouldn't do. So I sing hallelujah, hallelujah, baby. Let's take a walk, hallelujah. The sun is out, hallelujah. I'm kissing you, hallelujah. I'm dreaming you, hallelujah. Look at you, hallelujah. I'm loving you, hallelujah. Everything, hallelujah. Everything, hallelujah.
I really like the message of this song, and in this stripped back way of presenting it, it hits me. Everything, hallelujah. You know, the word hallelujah means praise be to God, or God be praised. And regardless of what your thoughts are about God or a higher power, what he's doing is exercising gratefulness, which no matter what you believe, you can, and do yourself a huge amount of benefit by being grateful, by being thankful. Going on a walk, God be praised. Thank you that I can go on a walk. Praise be. Oh, this is, I get to kiss someone I love. God be praised. Thank you. And to think about, you know, just his past, and, you know, the successes and the struggles and everything. Hallelujah. I'm gonna be grateful. I'm gonna be thankful for everything.
I'm loving you, hallelujah. Everything, hallelujah. Everything, hallelujah. Everything, hallelujah. Remember times I was stranded on.
Sorry, I got to point out just a little ad lib here that wasn't even, it was barely on mic. He's moving back and forth. Perfectly in rhythm, perfectly in sync with his body expressiveness. This is part of what makes his voice so enticing and lovely, is that there's all these like undertones of rhythm and groove and soul and blues, but they're much more subtle than other vocalists. And you don't really even notice these things in the overproduced or produced versions. At least I don't.
Remember times I was stranded all alone, feeling left out to try. Then we circle back with tears in our eyes, singing hallelujah, hallelujah, baby.
With tears in our eyes, we are praising, we are giving thanks. Also notice his runs and what he does with his face posture.
Then we circle back with tears in our eyes, singing
tears in our eyes. Now, I didn't do the same run. I'm not trying to. I'm just trying to sort of abandon into that same place. He lets his jaw sort of float, and it guides him through these articulations. If you've been struggling to develop runs in your own singing, oftentimes it's because our jaw is too tense. We're holding on to notes too tightly. But if you can let your jaw float, if you can let your jaw float, it allows you to sort of bounce and play with this sort of pinball or ping pong effect with your notes. I like to think about having one note on a rubber band and sort of throwing it and then letting it sort of snap back to that one note that I have held in my mind. And then I use my jaw to kind of throw that note. But it's not a tension thing. It's a freedom thing. We see him doing that here. If you'd like help working with your own voice and unlocking all sorts of cool techniques, but also learning how to connect with it fully, click the link below in the pinned comment or video description and join my free singing course. I'll help you pull things out of your voice you never thought possible.
Hallelujah, hallelujah, baby. If somehow I could reach across your mind, I would.
Sorry, I got to point something else out here. Listen to this.
Hallelujah, baby. If somehow I could.
No, it's not that weighty. There's also this transfer of placement and resonance. Somehow I. I'm really exaggerating it. But he starts sort of forward and relaxed. Somehow I. There. I'm curating it a bit more. But there's this rocking back and forth of where he's experiencing the vibrations of his voice. And that's allowing us to hear a lot more variety and emotion, expressiveness out of his voice. If he was just always in sort of the same tone and shape, we wouldn't have that kind of connection with his singing, particularly in this environment.
If somehow I could reach across your mind, I would pull out all the hurt.
I love that line.
Try to write this song, but my words just wouldn't do. So I sing hallelujah, hallelujah, baby. Take away, hallelujah. I dream of you, hallelujah. And look at you, hallelujah. I'm loving you, hallelujah. Everything, hallelujah. Everything, hallelujah. Everything, hallelujah. Everything, hallelujah. Mom and dad, hallelujah. Haley, babe, hallelujah. Baby Jack, hallelujah. Brand new day, hallelujah. Oscar Piggy, hallelujah.
Sometimes the meaning gets lost behind the words, and this is such a beautiful moment where he's thanking everybody, and he's thanking God for the people in his life that he loves.
I brush my teeth, hallelujah.
Yeah.
Everything, hallelujah. Everything, hallelujah.
Everything we get to do in this life, everything. I get to be watching Justin Bieber remind me of how thankful I should be and can be, how thankful I get to be, simply by the gift of life. What a life.
Say go outside, hallelujah. It's beautiful, hallelujah. It's raining, hallelujah. Let's breathe the air, hallelujah. I'm singing like hallelujah. I'm dancing like hallelujah. Everything, hallelujah.
This is a fantastic song.
Hallelujah. Everything, hallelujah. Everything, hallelujah. Coachella, hallelujah.
Yeah.
It's Coachella, hallelujah. It's Coachella, hallelujah. It's Coachella, hallelujah. Sing. It's Coachella, hallelujah.
Yeah, I'm so glad I get to be here at this concert. Oh, not me, but
Coachella, hallelujah.
I love his off-mic movements. That's so cool. He's such a just inherently rhythmic person, and we saw that from the the very first videos we ever saw of him on YouTube, right?
I love you guys so much. Give it up for Carter and David, everybody.
From my friend Rosalie. This is the first thing that came up when I was starting to search for Justin Bieber and Coachella. I couldn't say it better myself, and I think it really adds perspective on the whole performance that he did. And certainly in light of me just experiencing everything hallelujah, Bieber's a genius, but he's also so incredibly real, which I think for many, many, many years, I would have never said.
Plenty of criticism is going around, with those arguing that it was low energy and lazy, him just sitting there with a laptop, pulling up old YouTube videos, critics complaining of a lack of production.
What I mean to you, and together, baby, there ain't nothing.
This part I absolutely love because it feels like he's singing to his younger self. And when you know a bit about what happened to Justin and the way he was exploited as a child, it's disgusting. And to now see a 32-year-old man who has been tormented by the paparazzi, whose marriage is constantly under scrutiny, who is a married man now with a child, singing along with his younger self, singing things like, "There's nothing we can't do. If you only knew what I mean to you, what you mean to me." It's the beautiful love song, but where it was meant for a partner back in the day, here it almost feels like he's singing it to himself, to his younger self.
In a society where so many things are out there just screaming judgment, social media comments and fake news and blah, blah, blah. Justin, in the last song that I just reviewed, and in what he was doing with his laptop and his older videos, he is speaking life. He is speaking life. And, you know, I don't know if you've ever been in this position, but there's these times where I will say something that I don't necessarily feel, because in my saying it, it helps me buy into it. And that's what I think is so profound about what he did with his younger self videos on stage there. Not only is he up there saying, gosh, in everything be grateful, give thanks, praise be to God. Not only is he saying that, but he's also able to kind of reach back, even though the past doesn't exist anymore. It's like, oh, look, everything is valuable. I'm thankful for everything, the hard times and the good times. I love what she said about like talking to his younger self. I wish that I had more perspective that I have now when I was younger, but I couldn't have that because it took experiences. It took hard things to bring me to the place where I think like I think now. And that's why I love this parallel that he brought out and performed. So cool. All right, part 2. Yeah. I love that guitar tone. I mean, it's so wumpy and meh. Raw song, raw energy. This is what people want right now, and I think what people have been wanting more of for quite some time, especially out of big artists like this. Yeah, it's like a beefed up version of the studio version, because that was simple as well.
Oh, and pedal like, do you love me or not? Head is spinning and they don't know when to stop. You said forever, babe, there's a minute and nine. Just hold on, hold on. You leave me on red, babe, but I still get the message.
What a groove.
Instead of a line, it's just 3 dots, but I can connect them. And if it ain't right, babe, you know I respect it. If you need time, just take your time, honey, I get it, I get it, I get it. The way you got me all in my head.
The camera work is pretty awesome. They really went all out here.
Connect them, and if it ain't right, babe, you know I respect it. If you need time, just take your time, honey, I get it.
I love how Justin's lyrics float over the groove. It's really pretty unique. He's able to be so light, and he plays with the pocket and placement of his words over the beat like not many other singers do. I mean, Michael Jackson did it really well. Justin Timberlake, he does it really well. He's one of the best. And it's because he's so rhythmically in tune. Like, that's where his roots came from.
If you need time, just take your time, honey. I get it, I get it, I get it. The way you got me all in my head, I think I'd rather you in my bed.
Yeah, that sigh, that's cool.
The way you got me all in my head, I think I'd rather you in my bed.
I think. You wouldn't really think that would be sort of an expression that you'd use while you're singing. Getting your, uvula, soft palate, but he makes it work. These are the kind of subtle, expressive things that most singers, when they're learning to sing, miss because they think it's all about the notes, but it's not. It's all about expression and being sort of vulnerable and sometimes allowing speech level sounds to just come in and coat your melody makes it what it needs to be.
Hey, I think I'd rather you in my bed. Whatever it is, you know I can take it. I'm counting the days, how many days till I can see you again. Blowing kisses like where you catch them or not. I'm Cupid with arrows, babe. I'm just shooting my shot.
It sounds like almost like his voice is being doubled. Like maybe it might just be a really expansive reverb, but maybe they've put some help tracks in. I didn't hear that at the beginning of this song.
I could get in, drop me a pin, hop in the whip and come over. Don't wanna be friends, just skin to skin. I wanna get closer and closer and closer.
Closer and closer and closer. There's that same sort of rocking of placement that is so compelling and, again, so subtle.
Be friends, just skin to skin. I wanna get closer and closer and closer.
Closer and closer and closer. No. But it started sort of like covered like that. Closer and closer and closer and closer and closer. Yeah. But if he sang the whole thing like this, that wouldn't make any sense either. Closer and closer and closer and closer. There's a motion to how he experiences his voice.
Wanna be friends, just skin to skin. I wanna get closer and closer and closer.
He's pretty open that whole time. Closer and closer and closer. It's more forward to back, even though he's bright the whole time.
I think I'd rather you in my bed.
Another one of those cool, just rhythmic things. It's not a word.
Closer and closer. The way you got me on in my head. I think I'd rather you in my bed, my bed. Counting the days, how many days till I can see you again.
Okay, so like he had the mic down and there's clearly these like layers behind there. So I wonder if there's, during that chorus section, it's not just a reverb, it's this, Justin choir. But what I love about this is that he's clearly not lip syncing. They're using production to beef up the sound and give you this really cool vibe, but they're not being deceptive about it. Like, he knew that was coming and had his mic down. It's not an oops. It's like, this is what this is, and we're going to be honest about what it is. Totally different than someone like lip syncing and pretending they're not lip syncing.
And you got me all in my head.
Yeah, so you can tell they're bringing that effect and those extra little like, choir Justins in and out.
And you got me all weak in my knees every time. And you got me all in my head.
I like the edge of his voice at the end of that run and then that breath. That was special.
And you got me
And you got me, oh, oh. But right before he takes the breath, there's this like edge that he has on his voice where it's almost like he's sighing into his intake. You got me, oh. I'm exaggerating it. But it's this idea that he's almost letting his voice break right before he takes a breath. He's not leaning so forward into his voice. He's relaxing out of that phrase and then taking a breath and coming back in. You got me, oh. You got me, oh. We're right on the edge of that. You got me, oh, forward and control, oh. And there's this rasp and this, not quite grit, but a rasp and a release that happens in our bodies as listeners before he releases into the breath.
And you got me all in my head. The way you got me all in my head. I think I'd rather you in my bed. Whatever it is, you know I can take it. I'm counting the days, how many days until I can see you again. Coachella, you guys have been incredible tonight.
Oh.
Thank you so much for being here. You guys have my heart. Hope you guys drive home safe.
Oh, this is cool.
Drink some water. I love spending this time with you guys. Give it up for McGee.
I like how he thanks his musicians at the end of his songs. That's cool.
Let's go.
What an epic shot with the screens and the fireworks and like up at him. These camera guys know what they're doing.
Coachella.
What an environment, man. That would have been wonderful to attend.
I love you guys, man. I love you guys.
I'm telling you, we can learn a lot from Justin's recent performances. If you haven't seen my review of Justin at the Grammys, be sure to check that out. And again, if you would like help working with your own voice, connecting with it on a new level, and doing things with it you never thought you could do, click that link below in the pinned comment or video description and join my free course. We'll see you for more.